Hello student, welcome to your online classes. Today we are going to get to know about the chapter 5 civics. We have already discussed about what the union executive consists of. The union consists of president, prime minister, and president is the constitutional head and the prime minister is the real head. Okay, so we have already discussed what is the function, what is the qualification, what is the term of the president. The president is indirectly elected while the prime minister is directly elected. He is the leader of the Lok Sabha. He is directly elected by people. That's why the president has to agree to the wishes of the Lok Sabha. The prime minister is the leader of the government, and the prime minister is the person on whose advice the ministers are appointed or dismissed by the president. So the prime minister chooses his council of ministers. That means the ministers who will assist the prime minister in his work. Okay. So the prime minister is actually making the domestic policies. All the domestic policies are made by the prime minister. The prime minister is the leader of the nation. He represents our country on important international and national conferences. He makes all the domestic policies of the government. Now you have seen that our PM Narendra Modi does a lot of visit to foreign countries, as well as he attends different meetings on the national level, and he is always in connection with his ministers. He treats his ministers as his colleagues because they have to work together. This is a teamwork. That's why they have to be in consultancy always. So the personality of the prime minister is very important, and he is the face of our nation. And he always represents, and it totally depends, the development of our country, the relationship with other countries is based upon how the prime minister is working upon them. Okay, so now we will discuss about the council of ministers. The council of ministers works under the guidance of the prime minister, and collective responsibilities observed means all the ministers who are working are responsible to the Lok Sabha. Okay. They have a collective and individual responsibility. They have a responsibility to the Lok Sabha, and they have their individual responsibility. That means they have been given a ministry. Suppose someone is railway minister, someone is education minister. So they have to make development in their respective fields. The council of ministers may consist of about 60 members, and they are being given various departments. So the council of ministers work as a team. They have to cooperate with each other and with the prime minister, and they are responsible to the Lok Sabha. The ministers are work in coordination with each other. So then last structure of the union executive is the civil services. These civil services are not elected by the people, civil servants, but they are chosen through different exams like IAS, IPS, or Indian Foreign Services, etc. Okay. So the civil services, as you know, that they are not elected by the people. They are elected. These civil servants are chosen through different exams, and they work on the guidelines of the ministers in charge. Okay, and they are not from any political party, and they are actually expected to be impartial in the implementation of a policy. So the implementation of law is done by the civil servants. Whether the government is in function or not, the civil services will continue their services. So this is a picture where how the union executive structure is. So first of all, there is president, then there is vice president, then there is prime minister and his council of ministers. then Council of State, House of People. Okay, this is the structure of the Union Executive. So this is all about chapter 5, Civics, the Union Executive. So see you in your next class.